Okay, next up, I want to talk really quickly about multiplying any polynomial times any other polynomial. So a binomial times a trinomial or trinomial times a trinomial. And just like with binomial times binomial, there are a couple of different ways you can do that. The first is just to do your distributive property like we did before. So if the problem was 3x squared plus x minus 5 times 2x minus 7, just like up here. We could just do our distributive property like we did before and break this first trinomial up into three polynomials. So I could do 3x squared times 2x minus 7. That would be this first term. Then I could do this second plus x times 2x minus 7. That's my 3-year-old. Okay, then finally, we're going to do the minus 5 times 2x minus 7. And then for each of those, we would do our distributive property. So 3x squared times 2x would be 6x to the third. 3x squared times minus 7 would be negative 21x squared. X times 2x would be plus 2x squared. Look out for those like terms. And then x times negative 7 would be negative 7x. Negative 5 times 2x would be negative 10x, and negative 5 times negative 7 would be plus 35. Then you go through and find all of your like terms. So my two x squareds and my two x's need to go together. So 6x cubed minus 19x squared minus 17x plus 35 is our final answer. So you can certainly do any polynomial times any other polynomial using the distributive property for each of those terms in your first parentheses. The other method is to do it like a long multiplication problem. So something like this 1, 2, 3 times 4, 5. If you remember way back in 4th grade when you did this, you did 5 times 3 and you got 15, carry the 1. 5 times 2, that's 10, carry the 1. 5 times 1 plus 1 is 6. Then remember you put in a 0 or a dash for the space, and you repeated all of that multiplication with 4. So 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9, and 4. And then you went through and you added in each column. So 5, 3, 15, and 5 again, and that made 5,535. We can do the same thing with our polynomials if we want to multiply them horizontally. So 3x squared plus x minus 5 goes on top, and 2x minus 7 goes on the bottom. Notice my x's are in a column and my terms are in a column. Then I'm going to take the bottom one and multiply it times all of the top terms. So I have negative 5 times negative 7, that makes plus 35, no carrying over here. Negative 7 times x makes negative 7x, and negative 7 times 3x squared makes negative 21x squared. Then we go through. Don't forget to add your 0 for that first term, especially because when you multiply, this is definitely going to be an x term. So 2 times negative 5 is negative 10x, and then 2x times x is going to be 2x squared. And finally, 2x times 3x is going to be 6x to the third power. So then you can go through and simply add down your columns for each of the terms. 35, negative 17x, negative 19x squared, and 6x to the third power. Notice both answers are the same, so you can use either method for multiplying a binomial or trinomial or any polynomial times any other polynomial.